Are you curious to know about how the beginning of our homeschool year is going? In this video, I'm going to share a behind the scenes look at three things that are going really well in our homeschool year that's so far, and one thing that isn't going so well. This video is part of a collaboration with Shauna at Homegrown Homeschool and with Davene at Calm in the Chaos Homeschool. Make sure that you check out both of those ladies' channels. I'm going to put links in the description of this video. And when you're done watching this one, you can check out the collaboration playlist where you will find everybody's take on how their homeschool year is going so far. So make sure that you check those out. So the first thing that's going really well for us in our homeschool year is preschool with my daughter. My daughter turned 4 last spring, and so this year I wanted to be more intentional to include some preschool in her day. Last year we did some preschool a little bit, and we did an introduction to preschool, and I just kind of did some activities with her. But this year I wanted to make sure that I was really intentional about teaching her and preparing her for kindergarten next year. So I got a whole bunch of different workbooks that I thought we might use because she really seems to enjoy workbooks and coloring. And this is a little bit unusual for me because my son, who is older, when I was homeschooling him, he hated workbooks, and he actually still hates workbooks. And so we did a lot of hands-on activities, but my daughter actually really loves workbooks. And so she has really been enjoying what we've been doing this year. She especially likes this math book that we're using. This is Singapore Essential Math. And this is one of my daughter's favorites. And she has just kept turning the page and kept going when we've been working with this book. And so she is actually pretty far ahead of where I thought that we would be. We are counting and we're learning about numbers, and we did some same and different and dividing things into sets. So that's been really good for her. We also have been using the My First School book from Handwriting Without Tears, and she is really enjoying this. She's been doing a lot of coloring, learning about her colors, and then she has also been doing some really simple beginning handwriting pages, and she's really been enjoying that. And then her favorite book is this one that I found at the grocery store just kind of on a whim. This is Scissor Skills, and she has been just begging to do this one every day. They have different things in here that she can cut out. The ones that we've already cut out obviously are not in here, but just different activities and things for her to cut out and put together and make. So she has been absolutely loving that, and it's been going really well. And it's been a lot of fun for me just to see how different she is than my son, because I did the same math book with my son, but what I would do is look at the concept that they were teaching on that page, and then we would get out like his trucks or some blocks or different toys, and we would practice the concept that way. So I don't know that he even knew that he had done that math book. He did not recognize it when I got it out for my daughter, but she very much prefers to color directly in the book. So just different styles for different kids, and that's totally okay. Another thing that's been going really well for us this year is my son's math curriculum. So last year, he was really not liking the curriculum that I had chosen for us for math. We liked how challenging it was and the kinds of things that he was learning, but we noticed that the curriculum just wasn't fun or engaging or exciting for him. And so he wasn't wanting to do math. And so I knew that it was time to make a change. And we ended up choosing Beast Academy to switch to. We are just a few weeks in. We started with level 2A, which is this one. But so far, my son has been absolutely loving this curriculum. So this is the textbook. It comes in 4 parts. So each numbered level has A through D. So we're working through 2A, and he loves the textbook because the entire thing is written as a comic strip, and it features these really fun monsters. And so he has been really enjoying learning about the monsters. He's been telling me about the different monsters as he's been doing his math assignments, and that has been just really fun to see him enjoy this curriculum. And then he also likes that on the individual pages, those same monsters reappear and have more things to tell him. So he's been really interested to see those. And this book has been a really good challenge for him. I feel like it's gone way beyond what he was learning in the previous curriculum and really made him think about why it is that he's learning what he's learning. There is kind of a lot of new math in it, more than I was expecting. And so that has been challenging for me because that was not how I learned. But I can definitely see the way that this curriculum is making my son really think about math and think about why he's doing what he's doing. And I like that. So far we've been really enjoying this. It is taking him a lot longer to do it than I had expected. So we're definitely behind where I thought we would be at this point. And I'm already starting to wonder, even just a few weeks into the school year, if we're going to be able to finish this curriculum this year, given the pacing of it. I'm going to link to another video where I talked about how I divide up the year and pace out the year and how I would know that. So you can check up in the corner for that video. But just suffice it to say, I don't know if we're going to finish this year. And I think I'm okay with that at this point because I know that he's learning a lot and I appreciate that. So that's been going really well for us. Another thing that's been going really well for us is that I feel like we've been a lot more consistent, especially with language arts. So we are using learning language arts through literature, and we only got through half of this book last year because it just wasn't a priority for me with my son. My son is a very strong, very fluent reader, and he is naturally a really good speller and good with grammar as well. We haven't taught a lot of those things formally. We did teach reading formally, but we have not taught spelling or grammar or any of those other things formally up until this year. However, my state requires 5 different language arts subjects as part of our homeschool requirements. And so it's important to me to make sure that we are covering those intentionally on a regular basis. And that's what I really like about this curriculum, is that it includes all of those. And so I feel like we've been a lot more intentional and consistent this year with language arts so far, and my son is really enjoying it. And we also have added in this spelling curriculum. It's called Spelling Power. It took me a while to figure out how to use this. There is a really hefty introduction section at the beginning of this book that I have read through several times. I have a degree in education, and it took me several read-throughs to understand exactly what was going on here and what they wanted us to do. This is, let's see, there are, I think, 60, 80, I don't know, there are a lot of pages of introduction. 87 pages of introduction at the beginning of this book. So it took me several read throughs to really make sure that I understood how to use this and what they were having us do. And I'm still not 100% sure that I'm there, but we are getting a lot out of it and we have figured out what we're doing. So that's been good. We've been doing a lot of hands-on activities with the spelling. This is the son that prefers not to do written work and really likes to do things hands-on. And so one of our favorites that he is absolutely loving is this stamp set from Melissa and Doug. I will try to link this in the comments of the video. This was an Amazon purchase. I don't remember how much it was. It wasn't super much, but it's got individual letter stamps for each of the letters and this fun little 4-colored ink pad. And that is my son's favorite way to practice his spelling words. Where I write the ones that he's working on, and then he has to find the letters and stamp them. So we've been doing that activity quite a bit, and he's really been enjoying that. I also wanted to share one thing that has not been working in our homeschool so far, which is art and music. I had some really fun plans for art and music that I wanted to incorporate with my kids this year, and we have not started those subjects yet. My plan was to start those subjects 2 weeks ago because we are starting gradually and adding more subjects in as we go. And it's taken us so long to get through the other subjects that we get to the end of the morning and we just have been consistently running out of time for art and music. So I think I'm going to be revamping our schedule this week and taking a look at what we can do to have a little bit more time left in our morning to add those in. One of the things that I think I might try is a loop schedule. So if you're not familiar, a loop schedule means that you are going to list out the subjects that you're doing, and then you alternate through the loop as the days go on. I have a blog post where I explain much more in depth about loop schedules and a template that you can download for free so that you can create a loop schedule for your family. So I will link that in the description of this video as well. So hopefully this was a fun behind the scenes look at how things are going in our homeschool so far. Please share in the comments, how are things going with your homeschool year? And make sure that you check out the other videos in the playlist as well as Shauna and Davene's channels.